Thank you for using Dapper with your NWZX2 Walkman. Your Walkman has two different storage locations. One is the internal storage on the device itself, and the other is the optional SD card that you can install in your device. Now, because of these two locations, there's some ramifications. First of which is that only one of those can show up on your Mac at any one particular time. So either the Sony is going to share its internal storage, or it's going to share its external storage, and only one of those will show up on your Mac as a disk. So during the course of setup as well as synchronization, you're going to have to go into the Walkman and switch which of those it's going to share. Another implication is that because they're two different storage locations, playlists also need to get synced in a correct way. So what Dapper is going to do is it's going to store some of your artists inside on the internal storage and some of the artists on the external storage. I have it set up here that AC/DC through I are going to be on the left-hand side and Joule through Z are going to be on the right-hand side. And when there's a playlist that has artists in both sides, unfortunately the Sony player can only play songs that are in the same physical storage location as the playlist itself. So what we do is when we synchronize those playlists, we actually create two copies, one on the internal and one on the external. And so as a result of this, you'll see that there's a duplicate for every playlist. One references internal card and one references the external card. Now, in addition to that, you have to know how to switch the storage that is being shared with your Mac as things are synchronizing. And this is the general rule. First, you need to make sure that the disk is ejected from your Mac. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take your finger and slide down from the top of the screen on the NWZX2, and you're going to tap on the SD card selected or the internal storage selected box. And that'll take you to this screen. And what you're able to do now is first of all make sure that auto USB connection is checked. That should always remain checked, and basically that means it's always going to share as soon as you connect it to the USB connection. And then depending on which storage you want to access, you're either going to select the system storage or you're going to select the SD card storage. Now, if you do that and it still doesn't show up in your desktop, what you can do is slide from the top of the screen, and instead of selecting the SD card or internal card selected box, you can actually tap the one above it, the turn on or off USB storage. And what you can do then is you can go ahead and manually turn it on by tapping the turn on USB storage button and tapping OK. So first, because you're about to select your drive, the first thing we want to do is make sure that system storage is selected. So go ahead and eject the disk if it's not the Walkman disk that is mounted. Go ahead and slide down from the top of the screen, tap SD card selected, and go ahead and instead check system storage. When this is done, you'll be able to select that drive, and that drive is going to be called Walkman. What Dapper will then ask you to do is select the other drive, and what you'll do then is you'll make sure that the Walkman drive is ejected, swipe down from the top of the screen, tap the second icon there, and then switch to SD card instead of internal storage. And that will automatically mount on your screen, and you can select that second drive. During synchronization, Dapper will ask you when to switch drives, and once again, all you do then is you simply drag down from the top of the screen, select SD card selected or internal storage selected, and simply switch those on the next screen that comes up.